very warm and formal welcome with your seniors and have come to know each other, if not very well, at least quite well. Between a new set of the family members with an old set that's already at least 1 year old. What the juniors have now got to do is start learning the culture of the family, start learning how to live together, start learning how to learn from each other in the coming year. Most of you sitting here, in fact I would say all of you sitting here, would have at least watched a great game of cricket once. And I'm going to tell you something about one of the legends of Indian cricket, which is less known. This is about the cricketer whom we know as the Wall, Rahul Dravid. Rahul Dravid was also called Jammy by his team members. And the reason was Rahul Dravid's father worked for Kisan Jams, and most of the time when Rahul went out to play cricket, he had a couple of bottles of jam with him, and that's how he got his name Jammy from his teammates. In fact, the anecdote that I am going to narrate to you about him is something which each of us who wants to be successful should follow it meticulously. Rahul Dravid played in his debut Ranji match in February 1991. This was during his graduation. An incident that is narrated by one of his classmates in a press meet is what I'm going to narrate it to you. The friend said, we hardly found Rahul attending classes. Most of the time he was practicing at the nets. On and off he would come, listen to the lectures, take down notes. And this was a time where the year-end examinations were approaching fast. And he also had some matches to play before the exams. So he came into the class from his net practice with his gloves still on. He sat down, started taking notes, still with his gloves on. For almost an hour till the class ended, he was taking notes literally very seriously, but with his gloves on. Once the class was over, he asked his friend, my notes in accounts is very meager, so can I borrow your notes? I'll have a Xerox copy made and give it back to you to want. During the earlier class, when he was taking notes with his gloves on, the other classmates started talking to each other, whispering to each other, laughing, making fun of him. So once he asked his friend for his notes in accounts, the friend said, like what the mindset is of people at that age, said, why are you wearing your gloves? I said, by wearing the gloves and asking you for the notes, does it have any connection? A friend said, are you trying to impress a girl called Anupama, who's supposed to be one of the most beautiful girls in the class? And Rahul said, I have no need to, she's already impressed. Then the friend said, why are you wearing your gloves? If you tell me, I will give you my notes for you to copy. So then Rahul explained to him, in the last 2 matches, the gloves that I was wearing were a little loose, and when I swung the bat, there was a noise because of the movement of the gloves, and in both the matches, I was given out caught behind even though my bat or my gloves didn't touch the ball. Now that I have an important match coming up, I don't want this to be repeated. So I've purchased a new pair of gloves. I'm going to put it on for the next 48 hours so that my hands sweat and the gloves get adjusted. And for the next 48 hours, even when he was eating, even when he was sleeping, he never took off his gloves. And the next match, he played the debut Ranji match. He scored 88 and 2 centuries later in that same season. Now what we've got to learn from this is if we have a goal, in fact every one of us do have a goal, every one of us should have a goal. And if we have a goal, we've got to, if we leave it midway, saying that it's either hard to achieve or difficult to reach a particular point, then no goal in our life will ever be achieved. People may get famous without hard work, but that's only in the short run. In the long run, it is only hard work that gets you the success that stays with you. And success is not just earning money. Success is not just becoming rich. Success is not just becoming famous. Success is when you get self-satisfaction, when you feel from within that there's something that you have achieved, that is success. Who had a half a dozen donkeys with him to help him carry the clothes from and to the clients. And he also had an old well. The property belonged to the washerman himself. Now he used to draw water out of the well, wash the clothes, and then give it back to his clients. Now as time went by, the well dried up, and the washerman have the well demolished or closed so that that piece of land also would become useful. Amongst the 6 donkeys that he had, there was one donkey that had grown quite old. Unfortunately, one day, while grazing, this donkey fell into the well. And the well was quite deep. Once the washerman heard the donkey braying, he went, looked into the well and saw that the donkey had fallen quite deep into it. I said, anyhow, the donkey has grown old and I wanted to have the well closed. So there's no point in putting in efforts and get the donkey out, is what he thought. And then he called some of the people around, asking them to help him fill up the well. So people started shoveling in mud into it, and instantly the donkey started braying, probably having understood that people were trying to bury him alive. So with every shovel of mud that went into it, the donkey was braying pitifully. But then the washerman and the people around said, it's no use getting it out, probably we'll let it die. After some time, they found that the donkey had stopped braying, though there was mud that was being put into it at the same speed. The donkey had stopped braying. 5 minutes, there was absolutely no sound. There's mud that's going into the well. And the washerman thought probably the donkey had died, and that's why there's absolutely no sound coming out of it. And he was surprised at what he saw. With every shovel of mud that was being thrown in, the donkey was shaking off whatever was falling on its body and stepping forward. Doing this before the well was fully filled up, the donkey stepped out of the well and literally trotted away. Now the lesson that we need to learn from this is every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every week, every year, to react like what the donkey had done initially, then each of us, every human being, would be found literally crying pitifully because of what's coming at them. But then, if we are as wise as this donkey, what we would do is, whatever dirt is thrown towards us, whatever unwanted things are thrown towards us, whatever unwanted things happen in our life, we simply shake it off and move forward. Because there is no problem in life that does not have a solution. What does not have a solution is not a problem at all. So whatever situation you face in life, not just here in the next 2-3 years of your education, but at any point in life, whenever you face a difficult situation, just think back, remember this, that there is no problem without a solution. And before I conclude, I would want you to remind what SSDC stands for, which I have already told you earlier, but even if it is repetition, I still want to say that SSDC stands for scolding in seclusion and distinction in a congregation. And your alma mater, the first 4 words, SIVA, stand for scolding in isolation, veneration in an array. You are to remember this, not just your life, but lives of people around you would become much more happier, much more peaceful. Wish you all the very best. Thank you.